Guys, click on the subscribe button on my channel and press the bell icon to get the latest information on my videos immediately. So today is going to be a very interesting section of the video. Now this is for those who own a brand new Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus or the Note 8. Now you might all know that I know that the battery life is, it just sucks. I mean, it's very less on those devices as compared to other flagship devices. Now I'm a type of heavy user and this thing lasts about, I'm using Note 8 and it lasts about 4 hours to 5 hours of screen on time, and the previous device which I was using was kind of giving me about 10 hours of screen on time now. So now to maintain this, you know, I'm not able to really manage with this huge screen on time differences here. So I have, tried to show you in this video that how you can manage your battery to maximum limits without hitting or digging a big bite out of your performance of the device. So let's get started now. You see all these settings in here. uh, Basically many of them are related to battery directly or indirectly, so let's just jump into these settings and you can take a look here. Now if you have just unboxed your device and using your device at default settings, you will notice that the phone visibility here is on, which means that the phone will be available for other devices to get into the search of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, NFC and whatsoever. So you have to just turn this feature off and you're good to go. Now the next feature is this NFC and payment. Now this is a feature useful for those who have a lot of NFC devices out there at home and just pair it, or those who make payments using NFC. But if you don't fall in any of those categories, then you can just simply turn this feature off just like this. And there is one more catch to it, that the default NFC method. Now I have never used my device for payments, or neither I own any NFC supported device except the Note 8. So I've never digged deep into these settings. It's just off for me. Now the next setting is the location, and this thing you might probably all know, that keeping the location on but turning it on to the battery saver mode, it means that it will use your LTE 4G or 3G whichever you are using, and the Wi-Fi to get a hold on your location. And in improved accuracy, turn both those off, because this thing will use your battery even if you turn on the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So make sure that those things are turned off. Yeah, this was pretty much everything, and now this is the last thing in the communication setting. Now this, if you turn this on, it will use your Bluetooth, and in the background keep searching for nearby devices, draining your battery. So just close this and you're good to go. Now comes the second setting as sound and vibration. Now you might be thinking that how the speaker can have an impact on battery life. Yes, it does have impact on battery life, and I like my device clear and quiet, so yeah, I choose the mute and it works for me. Now the second thing which you see is the vibration intensity. Now keeping it high will of course just use large battery portion. Now these are very small things, and you might be thinking on, hey, this video is crap and these things do not have impact on the battery life, but in a long run these things are going to help you on that extra 5% on taking that last call from your device. So make sure you have these things set to minimum. Now when it comes to these system heading right here, you see it's system. So yeah, now touch sound, screen lock sound, charging sound and vibrational feedback are not needed, so I have turned them off. And then the last thing and the worst thing in these setting is the key tap feedback. Now dialing tones and keyboard sounds and keyboard vibration. I really smartphone need this. Now you are seeing what you are typing, so if by chance you miss something, you will eventually see it. So what's the need of these things? So basically you have to turn them off. Yeah, let's move to the next setting, that is sound quality and effects. Now you can play around with this, no problem. Whatever you do, whatever you said, it's okay. But when you plug in any sort of earphones or headphones, let me do it real quick for you guys, like this. Now you're gonna sort of see options like this, ultra high quality upscale, surround sound, tube amp, and concert hall. Now these all you can turn on the surround. There is no catch in that. You can turn on the tube amp pro. There's nothing battery related in that. But once you turn on the ultra high, you know it will use like 360 kilobits or maybe high 480 kilobits. So that is gonna dig down more battery. So just switch spot, keep them off. Now I don't like surround and go on lower devices, so it's good for me to keep them off all the time. Now this is done, this is good. Now let's move on to the next thing, that is notification. And here you can do a lot of things. It's just set to this, and even if you go to advanced settings, you can't dig down more deeper. So let's leave it. The main thing which uses your battery is the display itself. So let me tell you something. If you don't bother slightly higher brightness indoors or a slightly lower brightness outdoor, don't use the auto brightness sensor. Just if you're outdoors, keep it to this level, or if you can see it, extend it fully up, or if you are in indoors, keep it like this or something lower than this. Don't go to this, you eventually will not be able to see anything. Yeah, the switch spot is this. I keep it here all the time. Now screen mode. Now this doesn't drain your battery. It's your choice, keep it to any of it. If you like some cooler tint like this, cool displays, you can do this. You can dig down here and do whatever you want. So let's keep it this. Now when it comes to the screen resolution, you can see that this is hidden and not working. This is because I am in a battery saver mode here, and I will discuss about that later. Now as you can see, the screen resolution currently is 720p, around that. So that's the minimum this device can go without rooting. Of course I'm not rooting this expensive device, so this is the least which it can go, and it will really help the processor save some battery. Now the next thing is this. Now most of the people, they keep it like this. Yeah, I have seen people keeping it like this, and this is really easy to read and for those who are of old ages. But if you keep these things small, tiny, you will see that you will have more content displayed on the same screen. You will need to scroll less times. So eventually it's not a very big deal, but it is saving your battery. So yeah, I recommend you to go as small as on a screen and as tiny as on font size, and then apply it. That will save your battery. And the next thing is the edge screen. Now as you can see the demo itself, I'm not a huge fan of that edge panel. I don't find it very functional, neither the edge lighting system. So I have both turned them down. I'm not using them. Now when my device is silent and I don't have edge lighting or the notification going on, there is the one last thing that you need to know, that you have a notification but you don't want to turn on your screen. That is this LED indicator. Now it uses up the battery, but if you are going to turn down all the notification things on your device, eventually you have a smartphone which is no more smarter. So yeah, this one last thing is on. It doesn't use lots of battery. I mean, it's a small LED after all. So let's just enable it. Now in the status bar you can choose whatever you like, so that's upon your choice. And in the navigation bar, same here, you can choose which color you want. You can use the hide button shown here. You can double tap it, it will go away. You can bring it up and double tap, that will remain. Now the next thing is the hard press home button. Now this is that when you press harder on the home button, it's a pressure sensitive area, it brings you to home. So yeah, disabling it will disable the pressure sensor beneath the screen, which will eventually save the battery. So yeah, it's less. The screen out time is set to minimum, and these two things are really shit. Now I don't know why people use screensaver. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool feature on PC. I mean, they don't have to run on battery, they are on AC source of energy. And while my device runs on battery, this shit screensaver will give me some color options. And you know this is a feature I don't use on the device, and you all also need not use. And the next thing is, the most feature packed setting is the advanced features. Now you got a bunch load of things here. If you want to understand it in short, just follow these, just follow the pattern what I have done, and don't dig deep into these settings. Yeah, you will be fine. Everything out of the box is just fine for you. Now the changes you need to make, I will show you. Like in the first thing, in the S Pen, I like the floating icon like this. It's very handy. But you can enable this feature right here. You should turn on the sound and vibration. And when S Pen is removed, you by default this air control will pop up and open all those shortcuts. Now I have set it to do nothing because it's very annoying. That's it. For the games, you don't need to use the game launcher. And the device assistant app is set to Google, everyone's favorite. I think everyone watching this video prefer Google or Bixby, so that's a good thing. The multi-window feature here is not directly using your battery life, but if you're using multi-window, means you're using two apps at the same time, which needs a lot of processing power, and the processor will dig onto your battery, so just keep that off. All these things, from smart capture to swipe to call, the messages right here, all these things are sensor based and will be registering the broadcasted data from the sensor, so keep them off. They will not use the battery in the background. So that's thing. Now these three things are how to decline it. Sorry friends, friends keep calling. So the last thing is this video enhancer. Now if you enable it, as you can see the screenshot, it's more brighter, more vivid, there's more saturation and contrast to it, which means it's using your precious battery life. So just disable it and you're good to go. Now the last thing, not the last, one of the last thing is the device maintenance. And whenever you go here, it will scan your device and you can pretty much dig onto everything. Now moving from the last, device security, you need not to change anything. Need not change anything out of the box, it's set to perfect. Now memory, you all know that, you all are the Android users, you very much know what's happening here and how you can do what to do clean. Now this is the RAM management segment, everyone knows about it. Now the storage segment is perfect. I mean, you can clean it, you don't clean it, it's your choice. The performance mode is set to optimize. Now you can't set it to something less, because let me turn on the power saving mode. Yeah, I have been using, okay, leave it, I will show you that. So here the screen resolution, keep it to 720p and apply it. So yeah, 720p is good. Applied, and you're good to go. And keep that game launcher and video enhancer off. So yeah, the optimized is the is a type of battery saving mode, so just do that. Now the second thing is the battery itself. Now by default it's off. In the medium you can customize this one, so keep the brightness to minimum, keep resolution to minimum, limit the speed, turn off the always on display. But if you use social media a lot and notification, you want notification as fast as possible, then keep background usage, because it will not you know dig on your battery life more. So then the always on display, you see 16 hours 4 minute when the always display screen is off, 14 hours 15 minute when always on display is on. So you gotta keep it off and apply it. Do you see that? Yes, now it's done. Now the section left is, pretty much you can do it yourself. Now in the application, I don't need to tell you anything. Disable the application which you don't use out of the box. Do not install those applications which you will not use, and uninstall those applications which you have installed but you don't use. So it's pretty simple. Wallpaper and themes. Use black wallpapers. That's good. Use black themes, because this AMOLED screen, it will save power when you apply a black theme or a black wallpaper. Lock screen and security, I don't need to tell you anything here. There is nothing regarded to battery. Clouds and account, nothing related to battery. Google settings, you are very familiar with. You're born in the age of Google, so nothing battery related. In the accessibility section, now there are something which are battery related, like in vision. When you go, the voice assistant, if you turn it on, then got these actions which the device will perform, and they will register your voice and things and do work on that. So basically the processor has to do more work, so it's better to keep it off. And if you feel like the you can go with the grayscale theme, apply it, because it's good. You see, everything is grayscale, no colors at all. It look classic. I'm being honest, it look classic. Now it's good, it's great. But if you go for negative colors now, which is like this, you get blacky theme here. But just then when the colors pop up, it's very weird, so you can't live with this. If you think that you can go with the negative color theme and your device will have a black theme, that's not true. Negative color is other thing and the black themes are other. They are not same thing. So there goes the small thing about the battery. Nothing so far here which you can just battery concern. So the next thing is the general management tab, and here is your all input methods, and I use Google Gboard. If you like Samsung keyboard, you can use it. I don't like Samsung keyboard at all. It's more like iOS. Software update, I need not tell you anything, about it. Now the user manual is something weird. Okay, I don't have an internet connection. Good. About phone, everything. No battery related thing here. In the developers option, there is something which will impact your battery life a lot, and that thing is, wait for it, it's coming. Yeah, this animation scale. Now turn all these three animation off, because they dig down your battery a lot. In the system animation, when app opens, app closes, you scroll something, the phone opens, the phone closes, and that all uses the battery. Now turn all these things off. If they are on, well, they will not be on out of the box, they will be off. So That's pretty much done in the settings section. Now you can't do anything more out of this. You can do anything, so let's just close it, everything. And the next thing which I have done is installing Greenify, and all my third-party application I have greenified. I have also greenified some of the non-third-party application, means some of the system apps like Samsung Connect, Samsung Health, and many of them actually, like Daydream Keyboard, Samsung Gear, Samsung Member, Samsung Pay, Smart Switch, and all this. So you can also use this device, and you will see that your device can run for approximate of 7 to 8 hours of screen on time if you are a moderate user. But if you are a light user, you can use this device and it will last you for approximately 1.5 days. But if you are a heavy user like me, the battery is still not up to the mark. You won't get 4 hour plus screen on time. So that's the major thing. If you have bought this device, make sure if you travel a lot, or you don't have every time power switch available to you, you must get at least 10,000 milliamp power bank with at least 90% of efficiency, and with support fast charging of any sort. That will help you a lot. And I think it's the festive season and there will be many sales, so grab them. Don't. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you like those tips about how to save the battery, do thumbs up this device, give thumbs up to this video, and subscribe to my channel. And if you don't like it, then comment section below what you don't like about this video. If I missed some point, then do comment it. Let the community know about what you think. Are there any other method to save power on this device? And finally, share this video with your friends and enjoy. Till next video, take care. Bye bye.